Today I'm going to be talking about developmental economics, and this is a topic that fosters debate around the world. There are several countries around the world that are considered to be developmental or developing countries. Governments are driven to focus predominantly on fiscal and monetary policies, and this emphasis is based on revenue collection through taxation, obviously, and also expenditure that influences the economy. And this expenditure is through several departments within an economy. This debate is driven predominantly by the Bretton institutions that are known as the IMF and the World Bank, and they have a deliberate focus on trying to encourage African or developing countries to concentrate on both the fiscal and monetary policies through structural adjustment programs. What are the challenges that these economies face? One, the challenge of aggregate demand and levels of economic activity. So economies are predominantly too small. Second, resource allocation within those particular sectors or government sectors. Third, we're talking about the distribution of income. If we take an economy or a country like Nigeria that has or is the world's 7th largest oil producing country, as they produce crude oil, they actually import unleaded or processed petroleum. This does not help with the balance of payments within Nigeria. So as other countries in the world, oil producing countries, are thrilled about increases in price of crude oil, Nigeria, as the 7th largest oil producer, is having challenges because as they benefit from exporting the crude oil, they also have the element of higher taxation or higher costs of importing the processed oil that comes in through petroleum products. I'd like to move on from the Nigerian case study and look at another country called Ethiopia. Ethiopia has managed to have structural adjustment programs that have emphasized or developed the value chain within their economy. Predominantly, and a clear example could be through the agricultural sector within Ethiopia, whereby the coffee that we consume today on a daily basis within our famous Starbucks off the street here comes from Ethiopia. Ethiopia has managed to improve household incomes, establishing processing plants, ensuring that they get a higher return for the coffee that they export through to the Western markets. I would like us to come back now to the developmental economics and areas that I would like to suggest that concentration should be put, which is the structural adjustment programs. These structural adjustment programs would look at, number one, ensuring that most of these developing economies that rely on agriculture are able to exploit and benefit their, number one, household incomes, number two, elements of economic growth. How can this be achieved? This can be achieved through establishing value chains that allow for the development and exportation of products that have been increased through the value chain. As I conclude, I'd like to pose a question, and this question is to allow for further debate in this area. How many developing economies have deliberate policies and strategies that are linked to economic growth? Thank you.